I don't want. Okay, I don't want us to have. I've told you where the vehicle is.
The truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us this of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
A very good evening and thank you for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am Godgift Omone. Now to the news in details. The Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebolo, has flagged off the construction of failed portions of federal roads in Edo North Senatorial District. Governor Okpebolo also assured Edo people that his administration is doing everything possible to ensure that kidnapping business will be a thing of the past in the state. BeeTv News Best Orator has more.
The failed portions of roads flagged off by Governor Monday Okpebolo are about 9.61 kilometers, which includes the Auchi Igara, Ayetoro, Unemunehwa, Ayegule, Ikpechi Ibilo, Ako, Ikiro Oke, all in Edo North Senatorial District. Governor Monday Okpebolo, who flagged off the roads on Thursday, said President Bola Tinubu-led administration is concerned about Edo's development and has continued to ensure the people enjoy the dividends of democracy in the state. He noted that his administration is assuring Edo people that kidnapping business will be a thing of the past in the state. The governor said he was with President Bola Tinubu in Abuja last week, and the president asked him to ensure that potholes on roads across the state, either federal or state, are fixed. The governor added that the president is concerned about the people of Edo State ensuring that they have good roads, educational system, healthcare, security, and other basic necessities of life, in ensuring that Edo people enjoy good governance.
Let me assure you that the government of today is government for the people. Let me assure you, I see placards about kidnapping. The business of kidnapping will not stand here. It will never stand. We are going to take a decisive action. They must leave our forest. If it entails me to relocate to Edo North, that will solve the problem. I will do it. I will never leave this to the security agent alone to handle. I have to be part of it.
Assuring Edo North people that his administration will end kidnapping business in the state, the governor assured that in the next few days, the kidnappers will be flushed out of the forest. On the issue of erosion problem facing Auchi community and its environs, Governor Monday Okpebolo said his administration will do its best to address the issue, but will follow due process.
To look at areas of concerns, erosion-prone areas, major bad roads, I want to reassure you that Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is solidly behind Edo people. You can see what is happening in Edo State today. Before you cry, government will intervene. Why is it happening? Is it not because we have a father who is taking care of us? I do a New Hope agenda for Edo people. Good road, good educational system, healthcare, security. The man, whenever he sees me, asks me those questions. How is it in Edo? Today, we are flagging off this Ibilo Road. A week ago, I was with him in Abuja. He said, everywhere that you see pothole, whether federal, whether state, go after rehabilitation of those roads. For the erosion-prone area, I've seen, but you know government is not a rocket science. We have to go through procurement process of award of contracts.
Appreciating the governor for flagging off the palliative work, the Speaker of Edo State House of Assembly, Honorable Blessing Agbebako, assured the governor of the continuous support of the legislative arm of government to ensure he achieves more infrastructural developments across the state. On his part, Honorable Olorutoba Bamidele thanked the governor for fixing roads across the state, especially federal roads, which the past administration avoided. He noted that the repair of the failed portions would drastically reduce criminal activities in the area.
On behalf of Edo North people, I want to thank you for coming to Auchi today to flag off the session of below Igara Road. I thank you so much. And I know by next month, you have assured me that the road from Irekme to Osala, Uhomora, Ime, Afuze will also be flag off.
But today, you have proved that you are a son of the soil. You have proved that you are a grassroots mobilization. You have proved that you are a donite. So we are proud of you. I don't need to talk much. Akupedo people said I should welcome you. That you are welcome to Akupedo. Akupedo Road has been a very terrain because issue of kidnapping, the issue of bad road, name them, there are many. But for your intervention now, we are all praying for you.
The over 9 kilometer stretch of intervention traverses several communities that are located in Isako and Akoko Edo local government areas. Upon completion, is hoped to facilitate movement of commuters, farm produce.
Governor Monday Okpebholo and his entourage visited the gully erosion site at Water Tanker Road in Auchi, Uragwe, Ayugweri, Uzaire, all in Isako West local government area of the state. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
The governor of Edo State, His Excellency Senator Monday Okpebholo, has approved the appointment of Barrister Kasimu Otono as the special advisor, oil and gas to the governor. A statement signed by the Secretary of Edo State Government, Umar Musa Ikilo, Esquire, says Barrister Kasimu Otono, who replaces the suspended immediate past special advisor, Mr. Felix Iseri, is a legal practitioner, real estate entrepreneur, philanthropist, and community mobilizer. Otono is a member of the Nigerian Bar Association and International Bar Association. He is currently a senior partner at K&K Legal, a firm specializing in commercial, real estate, and oil and gas law and practice. His appointment takes effect immediately. In a related development, Governor of Edo State, His Excellency Senator Monday Okpebholo, has approved the nomination of Honorable Barrister Nosa Adams, Honorable Yakubu Oshore Noah, Musa JP, Honorable Dr. Felix Ehigwase Akaboye, and Engineer Professor Omorodion Ignatius Ikpowosa as Honorable Commissioner Designates for Edo State. Our senior reporter, Best Orator, present the profiles of the nominees.
Honorable Barrister Nosa Adams, one of the commissioner nominees, is a distinguished legal practitioner and political activist with qualifications in law and human resources management. With a career spanning leadership roles in both the public and private sectors, he is committed to championing the cause of a better society. Among the leadership positions he has held are Chairman of Ego Local Government Council, Special Advisor to Edo State Governor, and General Manager, Edo State Rubber Estate. He is a member of the Nigerian Bar Association and currently serves as the principal partner at Nosa Adams & Co. Barrister Nosa Adams led the campaign to collapse the PDP structure in a local government area prior to the 2024 governorship election. Next is Honorable Yakubu Oshenerua Musa. He is a distinguished politician, philanthropist, Rotarian, agricultural scientist, and business consultant. He is also an entrepreneur and community leader who holds degree in Agriculture and Business Administration. He is a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants and served as the executive chairman of Esakon West local government area. He has been recognized as an eminent peace ambassador by the International Association of World Peace Advocates and is actively involved in the Rotary Club of Auchi Metro and several professional management institutes. Also nominated by Governor Monday Okpebolo is Honorable Dr. Felix Ahabwe. He is a distinguished Nigerian chartered accountant, a businessman, political leader, and community advocate. He is also a seasoned administrator and entrepreneur who combines business acumen with public service leadership. He holds degrees in accounting and business administration. He served as the executive chairman of Esan West Local Government Council and rose to become the national president of the Association of Local Governments of Nigeria. He has also held leadership positions in international organizations, including vice president of United Cities and Local Government of Africa and board member of the Commonwealth Local Government Forum. And lastly on the list is Engineer Professor Omodio Ignatius Ikpomusa, who is a distinguished Nigerian academic specializing in industrial and production engineering. He is a seasoned educator and researcher who combines advanced engineering expertise with academic leadership in automation and control systems. He holds a bachelor's degree in engineering. He holds a bachelor's in mechanical and production engineering, a master's in manufacturing engineering, and a PhD in automation and control from Nnamdi Azikiwe University, the University of Benin, and Abrus Ali University, Ekpoma, respectively. He is a member of the Council for the Regulation of Engineering in Nigeria, the Nigerian Society of Engineers, and the International Federation of Automatic Control. The nomination of the aforementioned individuals, according to the Secretary to Edo State Government, Umar Musa Ihilo Esquire, will be forwarded to the Edo State House of Assembly for consideration and confirmation. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
The federal government has increased scholarship grants across all academic levels by 50%. Minister of Education Tunji Alosa says the reform aims to ease the financial burden on students and drive inclusive national development. Under the new structure, PhD students will now receive 750,000 naira annually, master students 600,000 naira, and undergraduates, including HND and NCA students, will receive 450,000 naira. Dr. Alosa also mentioned that the reform is part of the government's Renewed Hope agenda and it seeks to promote equitable access to quality education nationwide. The restructured program now has 2 new scholarship categories. One targets students in public polytechnics enrolled in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and vocational programs, while the other supports those studying medicine, dentistry, nursing, pharmacy, and physiotherapy in public universities. Members of the Professional Drivers on Wheel in Edo State, led by the national president, Comrade Adams Ehi, also known as Shaba, have publicly endorsed President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's 2027 re-election bid and the administration of Governor Monday Okpebolo. They said this during a road walk in Benin City. Comrade Shaba and other leaders praised the state government's developmental projects in the state. The report is presented by Best Orator.
The Lagos State government was represented by an all-female delegation, enhancing its support for women-led initiatives. Traditional rulers and other dignitaries also attend the convention, which serves as a platform to promote awareness on key social issues and the contribution of police officers' families to national security.
Our vision is mainly to improve the welfare of police officers and their families, and also to support community development. A transformational leader foster a positive and productive environment, driving growth and change within the organization and communities.
The Inspector General of Police represented at the event acknowledged the association's role in enhancing the welfare and moral of.
And we apologize for the mix-up. The internal wrangling in the African Democratic Congress has taken a new dimension as the party's deputy national chairman, Nafiu Bala Gombe, has declared himself the interim national chairman. Mr. Bala accused some leaders of the party of hijacking its structures and undermining its constitution. He described their actions as political hooliganism and lawlessness, alleging that they have surrendered the party's mandate to outsiders with no ties to the ADC. He also mentioned that the move to replace elected officials is a violation of the party's constitution. The Edo State Task Force for the Protection of Government Property has apprehended a suspect in connection with the theft of government-owned materials at the defunctioned Bendel Brewery premises. The arrest was made during a routine surveillance operation carried out by the task force as part of its statutory mandate to monitor, secure, and protect assets belonging to the state government. The suspect was caught in the act of removing iron materials from the premises of the now non-operational brewery, a property under the ownership of the Edo State government. The suspect was immediately handed over to law enforcement authorities at the Area Command or Regbeni Division, where he is currently in custody and undergoing preliminary investigation. The apprehension underscores the state government's unwavering commitment to deterring acts of vandalism, theft, and encroachment on public infrastructure. Authorities have reiterated that the protection of government assets remains a top priority under the administration's broader strategy for institutional accountability and the rule of law. The Edo State government further encouraged members of the public to support its efforts by reporting suspicious activity and remaining vigilant as part of a broader civic responsibility to safeguard public investments. In line with its mission to regulate and enhance capacity in sustainable management and exploitation of forest and wildlife resources, the chairman of the Edo State Forestry Commission, Honorable Valentine Owomagbe Aswen, visited the Okomu Oil Palm Company PLC in Ovia Southwest local government area of Edo State. Let's join our senior reporter, Best Orator, for details of this report.
The Edo State Chairman, Forestry Commission, Honorable Valentine Owomagbe Aswen, on arrival, was warmly received by the Managing Director of Okomu Oil Palm Research Nigeria Limited, Dr. Graham Herfer, who thanked the chairman and his entourage for the visit. During the meeting, discussions centered on key areas of preservation and protection of the Okomu Forest Reserve, actualization of biodiversity, stopping illegal logging, and other activities inimical to sustainable forestry practices. Honorable Valentine Owomagbe Aswen assured the management of Okomu Oil of the support and readiness of Edo State government in protecting forest reserves in the state and in ensuring sustainable forestry practice.
Do what is not expected of them. Please keep us informed. Government cannot do everything alone. We are going to restructure and strategize on how we can improve on security. It's not just in this area alone, it's everywhere. But we'll continue to do our best as a commission. If you have any corporate, let us know. We have rules, we have regulations, we have laws as far as the Edo State Forestry Commission is concerned, in case the area of illegal loggers and farmers and so on and so forth. So I want to commend you for inviting us today fact, when I came, this is my first time coming to Okomu company. I'm really, amazed what I'm seeing. This is an institution. So I, on my own, am inspired from what I've seen today, and I believe that my team are also inspired of what I've seen. So I commend you. We'll go back to the drawing board, go back to the office, and see ways to improve on this partnership and relationship.
The managing director of Okomu Oil Palm Research Nigeria Limited, Dr. Graham Helfer, assured that they will work together with the Forestry Commission to preserve the forest.
Our team that's here, like I said, my name is Michael George, and we'll start with our MD. His introduction.
Good afternoon, everybody. You're welcome. My name is Dr. Graham Heffer. I'm the Managing Director of the company. You're welcome. We hope that we'll have a good interaction with you all today, and we'll show you around a bit, show you what we've been doing as far as forestry and trying to maintain and keep the standards of forestry under enormous pressure and threats and deaths, unfortunately. And we are hoping that the Forestry Commission will be, when they leave, will understand better the areas of concern that we have and where we can work together mutually to make sure that things hopefully get better before they get any worse, which I think is a little bit difficult at this point in time, but hopefully it will get better. And to see where there are areas that we can work together and make sure that at the end of the day, the forestry and the forests and our high conservation value areas are maintained or even made better and bigger in conjunction with the Forestry Commission. So we look forward to a very good discussion today. Thank you very much.
Honorable Valentin Wamagbe Aswen's visit to Okomu Oil Palm Research Company Limited demonstrates the Edo State Forestry Commission's commitment to partnering with stakeholders to promote sustainable forestry practices and conserve the state's forest resources. The Commission's efforts are aimed at ensuring that forestry practices in the state are carried out in a responsible and sustainable manner, taking into account the need to protect the environment, conserve biodiversity, and promote ecotourism.
As part of its ongoing crackdown on human trafficking, the Edo State Migration Agency, led by the Director for General Honorable Lucky Agazuma, has conducted a coordinated operation across Benin City, resulting in the arrest of several suspected commercial sex workers in the Ihama area of GRA. BeeTv News Best Orator reports that the raid carried was executed in collaboration with the Office of the First Lady of Edo State and several partnering agencies as part of a broader campaign to combat human trafficking and illicit migration in the state.
No agree. Who want to do bad? You get where we would do bad. No be do. As far as we dey here.
Addressing journalists after the operation, the Director General, Edo State Migration Agency, Honorable Lucky Agazuma, expressed appreciation to the Governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for his unwavering support in the fight against trafficking, illegal migration, and illicit activities in the state. He issued a strong warning to human traffickers, stressing that while Edo State remains hospitable, it will no longer tolerate any form of trafficking or exploitation.
We know this for human trafficking. Who do human trafficking? Edo no go container. Where we also talk, say, these days, people, they come from another state, they come Edo. When they will come, they do what you know good for along the street. Around the world, people will come, they accuse Edo women, say, nah, so Edo women not good. Edo women, they waka. Whereas, na lie. So, now the speech where I give that day, now waiting happen now. See, plenty guests like this, plenty guests, see them, for the crew, the many. We go out yesterday. Now so other state where they can't use our place, they spoil our place. Like saying our women be like this. Whereas our women go to market, they farm, they bank, they better place they work. But all these ones go come like this, come to spoil our women name. Anywhere you go around the world, say Edo State women, they don't they accuse them wrong for a very long time. This time, we don't want to make anybody accuse our women. It not go happen again. So all those always see they stand for street. We don't fight tell them say, Edo no go continue now. Say this internal trafficking as part of our job. We don't go continue now.
Honorable Lucky Agazumare emphasized that the present administration of Senator Monday Okpebholo has created numerous opportunities to empower residents to reduce the incentives that leads to such criminal activities.
And we also want to use this opportunity to thank our governor, Senator Monday Okpebholo, the governor of Edo State, where we say he pump billions for education. He say, who want to go school, go school. Who no want to go school, go for skill acquisition. Oga no go dey spend all those plenty money. Girls go come for other states, come dey spoil our boys, come dey spoil our girls. For here, we no go gree. That money wey Oga governor dey bring, who no go get school fees, he get bursary. Una no hear that day, he bring 1 billion for bursary. Say if you no get money, you fit help you to go to school. Now the boys wey governor dey spend money for the small young boys, now they go wan go dey call for all these girls now. By so do they come spoil, they come begin to take drug. We no want that for here.
During the post-raid interviews, many of the arrested commercial sex workers expressed deep regret over their involvement in prostitution, vowing to abandon the lifestyle. It was further revealed that none of the apprehended individuals hail originally from Edo State, reinforcing the agency's call for stringent regulation and monitoring of migrant inflow.
So yesterday is my first outing and they caught me.
So I don't get price on any amount they give me, I dey take us from 10-15 upward. Embarrassed. I don't think I will go back there anymore. So
I don't think you go back there.
I will not go back there anymore.
I'm a caterer. I have a work, but I don't have something to keep it up. If I ever post on Instagram, maybe I post online. Nobody trade. Nobody they ask me.
This operation is one of the several operations carried out by the agency under the agency's renewed mandate to tackle the root causes of trafficking, improve enforcement mechanisms, offer victim support, and ultimately dismantle the long-standing reputation of Edo as a trafficking hotspot. The campaign marks a significant step towards rebranding Edo State's image and signals a strong resolve by the Okpebholo-led administration to end human trafficking once and for all. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Leaders of host communities in Nigeria's Eastern Corridor are commending Pipeline Infrastructure Nigeria Limited for its significant contributions to pipeline security, youth empowerment, and environmental sustainability. The commendation follows the company's impact on the Trans-Niger pipeline and other vital oil and gas assets in the region. The report.
It was a share of solidarity in Port Harcourt as community leaders representing the Ijaw, Obini, and Ikwere and other ethnic nationalities held a World Press Conference to highlight the visible transformation since Pinhel began operations in 2022. They say Pinhel had restored the Trans-Niger pipeline from a state of zero heartbeat crippled by oil theft and illegal refinery to a near optimal crude delivery channel, backed up strategic partnerships with government security agencies. Incident of pipeline sabotage and vandalism has reportedly declined significantly.
We are here pleased to declare, as many others have, that we are highly satisfied with the manner in which PINL is conducting its operations across our various communities.
There should be a directive to the structure of government, the NNPC, and the Office of the National Security Advisor to not just retain pipeline infrastructure in the Eastern Corridor, but she should be given more responsibilities.
The leaders also praised Pinhel's humanitarian interventions, including skills acquisition programs, scholarship schemes, and its role in mediating and resolving local conflicts.
We urge PINL to sustain and even expand on its innovations, particularly the monthly stipend engagement and its inclusive community development policies.
With a unified voice across the Eastern Corridor, many believe that Pinhel's engagement model could serve as a blueprint for fostering stronger partnerships between oil companies and host communities across the country. Esoya Osemeki reporting for BeeTv News.
The federal government says it's intensifying efforts now to prevent disruptions in Nigeria's health sector, as talks with doctors and nurses resumed this Friday. Health and Social Welfare Minister Professor Mohammed Ali Patti disclosed this after the Executive Council of the Federation meeting chaired by President Bola Tinubu. He emphasized that government has withdrawn a controversial circular that had sparked unrest among some professionals, confirming that negotiations on allowances and other pending welfare issues are now ongoing. The minister also said council acknowledged the dedication of health workers despite existing challenges in the system. As part of ongoing reforms in the health sector, the council approved the upgrade of the Oncology Center at University College Hospital, Ibadan.
We are intent to continue to work towards maintaining that peace and harmony. We acknowledged that a recent circular by the Salaries, Income and Wages Commission, which was based on a prior agreement, precipitated discontent among various health professional groups. And once those discontents were made public and by those associations, this is a listening government. The circulars were withdrawn, and now we're in the process of negotiating in a transparent manner the increment in allowances so that we meet those health workers on the needs that they have expressed.
Justice Hannah Ajayi of the State High Court in Kwara State has sentenced Abdurrahman Bello to death by hanging for the murder of Hafso Lawal, a final year student of the State College of Education, Ilorin. 4 other co-accused were discharged and acquitted. BeeTv News Favor Kolawole has details.
There was a large turnout at the Kwara State High Court in Ilorin as residents of the community gathered to witness judgment in a case that has deeply unsettled the state capital. Abdulrahman Bello was arrested and charged alongside 4 others for criminal conspiracy and culpable homicide after body part Hafso Lawal was discovered in his residence. During the trial, he claimed that Hafso, a final year student of Kwara State College of Education, Ilorin, was his girlfriend and that she died during sexual intercourse. But after a careful review of evidence, Justice Hannah Ajayi found him guilty of culpable homicide and sentenced him to death by hanging. She described Abdulrahman's action, including preserving the victim's body parts and blood, as cruel and a clear indication of premeditated murder likely for ritual purposes.
Found guilty of possession of woman parts, which attract 10 years and 6 months for with option of fine of 100,000 naira. The culpable homicide, he was there. He was sentenced and found guilty of that one, dead by hanging. That is the pronouncement of the court today.
As no piece of evidence was adduced before the court to establish the commission of the offense of rape, it wasn't in any evidence that he forcefully had the carnal knowledge of the deceased, and he was discharged of that.
The judgment brought relief to the family of the late Hafso Lawal and members of the Ilorin community as the courtroom erupted in applause and emotion.
We have been here several times for the sitting. We thank Almighty Allah for giving us the victory, justice, as we are expecting it to be done.
The 4 other defendants were discharged and acquitted as investigation and evidence did not link them to the crime. Fivo Kolawole reporting for BeeTv News.
The Director General of the Department of State Services, Ola Oluwatosin Ajayi, has ordered immediate review of not less than 20 case files of some detainees in its custody as a key part of the reforms initiated by the agency. This followed the release from its custody 3 detainees arrested on the suspicion of belonging to the outlawed indigenous people of Biafra and its militant wing Eastern Security Network. The trio, who were arrested by the security police operatives some months ago following the killing of 7 cattle headers, were released on Tuesday night after the conclusion of review of their case files. The 3 detainees, identified as Augustine Udemba, Nelson Onyedikanchi Udemba, and Ifesinachi Eze were reunited with members of the family yesterday. Confirming the release to journalists in Abuja, an activist, Deji Adeyenju, said the steps being taken by the DSS to release those wrongfully arrested and detained will rebrand the image of the agency. Effective August 1st, 2025, the Nigeria Immigration Service has officially terminated the use of physical application forms for the combined expatriate residence permit and aliens card. All applications must now be submitted exclusively through the dedicated portal. Let's join BeeTv News Esohe Osewige for details of this and more from the business world. Una won't kill me with distraction.
The transition was announced via the service official communication channels on July 31st, 2025. According to the new directive, all unsubmitted or incomplete physical application forms as of the deadline have been rendered void. Applicants who paid for the forms but failed to complete or submit them before the cutoff date also forfeit the applications. For expatriates residing in Nigeria, biometric data will now be captured at the nearest immigration office. Those applying from outside Nigeria are required to select the Nigerian embassy or consulate in the country of residence for biometric capture. Where no Nigerian mission exists in the country, applicants must select the nearest available Nigerian diplomatic mission. The move to digitize the SABAC application process is aimed at enhancing operational efficiency and service delivery. SABAC permits enable expatriates to reside and engage in employment within Nigeria for periods exceeding 1 year, with renewals available upon expiry. The Federal Executive Council (FEC) has approved infrastructure upgrade contracts worth 987 billion for airports across Nigeria. The announcement was made by the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Mr. Festus Keyamo, following the FEC meeting chaired by President Bola Tinubu at the State House, Abuja. The funding will be sourced through the Renewed Hope Infrastructure Development Fund. The infrastructure revamp is part of the government's strategy to modernize aviation facilities and improve safety and operational efficiency. Among the approved projects is a 42.14 billion initiative focused on enhancing flight safety and improving navigation in poor weather conditions. The FEC also granted a full business case approval for the 30-year concession of Akanu IBM International Airport in Enugu, further expanding private sector involvement in Nigeria's aviation industry. President Donald Trump has signed an executive order imposing a 15% tariff on Nigerian exports to the United States. The new trade policy, signed on July 31st, 2025 and effective from August 7th, is part of an expanded reciprocal tariff strategy aimed at addressing what the U.S. government terms trade imbalances. Nigeria is one of approximately 40 countries now subjected to the default 15% import duty, a move attributed to its trade surplus with the United States, which currently stands at $3.29 billion. The order replaces a previously suspended 14% tariff introduced in April 2025. The new directive also includes a 40% penalty on transshipment, rerouting of goods through third countries to evade tariffs, indicating tighter customs scrutiny. Nigeria's major export to the U.S. includes crude oil and petroleum byproducts, which account for about 90% of its foreign exchange earnings. It remains unclear whether crude oil export will be exempted from the new tariff round, as they were during the earlier tariff implementation in April. The Natural Oil and Gas Suppliers Association of Nigeria, NOGASA, has raised concerns over the Dangote Petroleum Refinery's proposed plan to distribute refined product directly to end users, bypassing established distribution networks. During its annual general meeting held on July 31st in Abuja, NOGASA warned that such a move could destabilize the supply chain, trigger product scarcity, and undermine the viability of existing marketers. In response, an official from Dangote Group defended the plan, stating that the move was intended to reduce logistic costs and streamline distribution. And that is the end of the business news segment for tonight. I am Esohe Osewige, reporting for BeeTv News.
And now moving to the global scenes where U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff will visit Gaza on Friday to inspect food distribution efforts, joined by U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee. Also, the EU-US tariff deal is not finished yet, saying Europeans are unhappy with Trump's terms. Let's join BeeTv News correspondent Harmony Agbafo for details of this and more from the global scenes.
U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff will visit Gaza on Friday to inspect food distribution efforts, joined by U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee. The trip follows his meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to discuss Gaza's humanitarian crisis. Witkoff aims to coordinate improved food delivery and meet with Palestinians amid growing hunger and casualties, with Gaza's health ministry reporting 111 deaths in 24 hours, many while seeking aid. Deadly incidents near the Zikim crossing have been reported, though the Israeli military claims only warning shots were fired. International bodies, including the UN, warn of mass starvation and blame Israeli restrictions, while Israel accuses Hamas of fueling aid-site chaos. The UN has refused to cooperate with the US and Israeli-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, citing neutrality and safety concerns. Over 60,000 people have died in Gaza since Israel's military campaign began after the October 7 Hamas attack. European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen and US President Donald Trump announced a US-EU trade agreement just ahead of Trump's 1st of August deadline, easing fears of 30% tariffs. While the 15% tariff it now imposed is lower, it still marks a significant rise from the previous average of 4.8%. The deal has drawn criticism due to its vague terms, lack of legal binding, and conflicting interpretations between the two sides. Key disagreements include tariff rates on key sectors, energy purchases, and military investments, with the US presenting firmer commitments than the EU acknowledges. Major EU economies like Germany, Ireland, and Italy are expected to be hit hardest, especially in automotive, pharmaceutical, and agricultural sectors. Despite offering some short-term predictability, the deal leaves much unresolved and continues to stir debate across Europe as further negotiations loom. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has called for stronger international sanctions on Russia after a deadly missile and drone attack on Kyiv killed at least 31 people, including 5 children, and wounded 159. The assault, one of the deadliest since the war began, damaged multiple civilian structures. Zelensky emphasized that sanctions are effective and must be intensified. US President Donald Trump condemned Russia's actions and hinted at new sanctions, giving Moscow a 10 to 12-day deadline to agree to a ceasefire. Ukraine has received encouraging signals from the US about further sanctions, particularly on Russian oil. Germany also pledged more air defense support. Zelensky stressed the attacks, including thousands of drones and missiles launched in July alone, can only be stopped through coordinated international pressure. The US has announced sanctions on the Palestinian Authority (PA) and the Palestinian Liberation Organization (PLO), including visa bans for their officials, in what appears to be a response to growing international support for Palestinian statehood, highlighted by a recent French-Saudi-led UN conference. The sanctions reflect the Trump administration's opposition to moves by France, the UK, and Canada to recognize a Palestinian state. The US accuses the PA and PLO of internationalizing the conflict and supporting terrorism, while critics say the move punishes Palestinians for diplomatic gains. Israel welcomed the sanctions, while Palestinian leaders condemned them as retaliatory and unjust. The measures may not significantly affect diplomatic operations, as Palestinian UN representatives are US citizens, but they underscore increasing US isolation on the issue as global support for Palestinian statehood grows. And that is all from the global scenes. Harmony Agbafo reporting for BeeTv News.
And now moving to the entertainment world, where Mason, a housemate in the ongoing Big Brother Naija Season 10, experienced an emotional breakdown during his diary session with Biggie on Thursday night. Let's join BeeTv News for details of this and more from the entertainment world. He spoke about the pressure he feels to support his family and the emotional burden of growing up without a father figure. Mason expressed a deep desire to become the pillar of support his family expects him to be. In response, Biggie offered him words of comfort and encouragement. Additionally, Mason noted feeling awkward while communicating in English with a male housemate, describing the experience as lacking genuine connection. His emotional has garnered significant reactions across social media platforms. In another development, Nigerian media personality Yemoli shared his views on relationship dynamics via his Snapchat account. He addressed what he described as unhealthy patterns in romantic relationships, stating that many men feel resentment when their efforts are unacknowledged, while their flaws are quickly pointed out. He warned that such dynamics often lead to emotional distance. Yimoli emphasized that consistent criticism without appreciation can cause men to internalize frustration. Regarding the celebration of Girlfriend's Day, Yimoli advised men to treat their partners only if they genuinely deserve it and otherwise prioritize self-care. Nigerian rapper and music executive M.I. Abaga explained why he settled down at a later stage in life. In an interview with Jay on Air, M.I. shared that he initially felt discouraged when comparing his situation to that of peers who married and had children earlier. He revealed that he met his wife at the age of 40, shortly after ending a previous relationship, and they married when he was 41. Reflecting on his past relationships, M.I. expressed regret over his lack of maturity at the time and acknowledged that he had encountered supportive partners whom he failed to fully appreciate. He emphasized the importance of recognizing that everyone has a unique life timeline and that personal growth plays a crucial role in readiness for commitment. American pop star Justin Timberlake has revealed that he is battling Lyme disease. The 44-year-old musician disclosed the diagnosis following the conclusion of his recent world tour, which he described as both rewarding and physically demanding. Timberlake stated that the disease has been mentally and physically debilitating and causing symptoms such as nerve pain, fatigue, and general physical distress while performing. He shared that the diagnosis provided clarity on unexplained health issues he had experienced during the tour. Lyme disease is a bacterial infection commonly transmitted through tick bites and can lead to severe complications, including joint damage and immune system impairment. Timberlake previously made headlines in 2024 after being arrested for drunk driving, an incident that concluded with a guilty plea to a lesser charge and court-ordered community service. And that is it from the entertainment world. Gosgift Omone reporting for BeeTv News. And moving on to the sporting world, where the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has removed Desire Numadez Doe from his position as director of refereeing following a formal protest by Morocco over controversial officiating decisions in the Women's Africa Cup of Nations WAFCON finals. Let's join BeeTv News sports correspondent Freeman Osawi for details of these and more from the sporting world.
The move comes after widespread criticism of the refereeing decisions during the final in Rabat, where Nigeria defeated host nation Morocco 3-2 to clinch the title. Morocco's Football Federation lodged a strong protest earlier this week, claiming critical errors changed the outcome of the game, which went in favor of the Nigeria Super Falcons. The referee in question, Astino Twanyanyukwa of Namibia, was supported by assistant referees from Rwanda and Senegal, with Rwanda's Salima Mukansanga leading the VAR team. Liverpool star Mohamed Salah has shared a touching tribute to Luis Diaz, who has completed his €75 million move to Bayern Munich, ending his 3.5-year spell at Anfield. Diaz has signed a 4-year deal with Bayern, with a salary reportedly around $40 million per year, $250,000 weekly. The Colombian winger's departure marks a major change for Liverpool, compounded by the emotional impact of Diogo Jota's recent death. Diaz joined Liverpool in January 2022 from FC Porto and quickly became a fan favorite with his performances. In 148 appearances, he scored 41 goals and helped the club to 4 trophies, including the Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and Community Shield. Top seed Coco Gauff progressed to the 4th round of the Canadian Open after a comeback win against Veronika Kudermetova in Montreal. The world number 2 recovered from a set and break down a win, a 4-6, 7-5, 6-2, and make it to the final 16 of the tournament for the 5th time running. The 2025 French Open champion will face 18-year-old Wicard Victoria Mboko in the next round after the Canadians won 6-3, 6-0 victory against Czech Republic Maria Bauskova. The teenager, playing at a career high ranking of 85, is guaranteed to move to the top 70 following her victory. And that's it on sport news. Thanks for watching. Freeman Usawe reporting for BeeTv News.
And that is the skies of our scale of news tonight. Many thanks for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6. I remain God's Gift Omone. Have a good night.